Hello, I'm Philip Bloom and this is the DJI Ronin S. It's about a year old. And this is the SC. It's brand new. Two handheld gimbals, but what is the difference between the two? So the 2 kilogram payload versus the 3.6-ish kilogram payload is the main reason how it's managed to get so much smaller. We do have a lower capacity battery, but it doesn't need to have those powerful motors, and everything just feels a lot lighter. And it does make a difference when you are holding a gimbal for a long time. You want things to be as light as possible. Actually, I do like using the Sony a6500 because it is a really light camera. In fact, I don't think I've ever put on anything close to 2 kilograms onto my Ronin S. Most of the time it is the Sony a7 III or the Sony a7R III. And yeah, if I want to be really light, the a6500. In my review last year, I did say I felt the Ronin S was too heavy for a single armed gimbal, and you are going to need a dual handle support for it. If you are just going to use the one-handed system, then well, I think if you're a single guy, you've probably got that strength already. In fact, there is a dual handle support coming out any day now from DJI. I don't have it yet, but I really do recommend them for every single gimbal out there, really. The only time I feel that a one-handed gimbal is an advantage is when you're trying to maneuver through crowds. The rest of the time, I really do prefer having a dual grip. It gives you so much more stability. I mean, most of the time, dual grip is the way forward. I mean, what do you need your extra hand for exactly? Don't answer that. Until I get that dual handle grip, I have been using third-party accessories. This is from Small Rig. I've got a couple of other ones, one from Simply Gimbal and one from GERARD. And they're all great. They just screw onto the bottom here and it gives you a point to put on a monitor, and also gives you a place to hold it. So you have two hands on it. You should always keep the tripod on so you can put it down, but also when you are shooting though, you can operate like this, so you do have a two-handed operation. So yeah, I just don't ever see the point of doing this. It just feels too much of a strain, even on a lighter gimbal like this and with a light setup like this Canon EOS R. I do thoroughly recommend two-handing it. One of my favorite things about the SC is the fact that the axes lock. We have little switches here, so 1, 2, 3, and you can see it's not balanced, wasn't turned on, it was just locked down, which is great. There's Bertie there. Hi Bertie. Now, this is great for just transporting between shots, of course, because it's not flopping around even when it's it's not turned on, and it stays nice and rigid. It means the camera's not going to slip or anything like that. Whereas the floppy S here, I've actually been using bungees and stuff to try and keep it from flopping around. So this is way better. I mean, it's not the first time I've seen locking axes. First time I saw it was probably on the GERARD Weeble Lab, actually. It was the first time I saw that. And it is popping up into lots of the other gimbals. It does totally make sense. but in the opening sequence, you were brilliant. You're going to stay here. You're going to move around. So you may notice I have my phone on top of this. Now, the reason I have this on top of this is because the SC has active track, which if you've used one of the drones from them or the Osmos, you'll know of this feature of tracking a subject or an object. And, you know, it's fine on those devices. The problem you do have with the SC is it doesn't have a camera of its own, so it has no way of knowing what to track. And that's where you have the phone on top here. So using the Ronin app, you access the phone's camera and it uses that. And it does work. I have tested it out, but the problem you've got is because the phone goes on top of the camera, it creates a really nasty center of gravity. It's very difficult to balance. I don't think it's something I'll personally be using, but it's nice to have that feature. It's just a little bit difficult having it in that position. Oh dear. So they've all woken up and they've heard my voice and they know I'm here, so we're going to get lots of cats walking along here. Hi Purse, you were the star of the first Ronin video, weren't you? We do have the camera control cable like on the S, and I use this on the EOS R to stop and start. And I did use the focus wheel a couple of times to test it out, but it is so fiddly. The amount of travel is minuscule, so I didn't really use it much at all. It's just, if you are doing any manual focus shots, which you will do because autofocus isn't what you want all the time, and it can be quite unreliable at times, and I have found it to be very unreliable on the EOS R recently. I don't know whether it's my choice of lens or not. I do a lot of manual focus shots, fixed focal length. I get my focus point and then I do the move. Hi Lollipop. As you can see, the sun is coming through the blinds and hitting here and me in a not great way. I'm not going to go and set up some flags and stuff right now because I can't be bothered and I want to get this done. So let's just get through the last couple of bits. In the Pro package, you do have some extra bits and pieces. You get that phone holder, but the main thing you get is this motor to work with the follow focus here, and it's a proper gear pitch on here, connects up to the gear which you'll put onto your lens, and using this will get much better ability to control focus. It's still not going to be fantastic unless you have a really nice lens with a nice big focus throw. There's quite a big difference in the box sizes, as you can see. I'm pretty certain you can work out which one's which, right? Can you, Lollipop? I made a huge mistake a month or two back when the DJI action camera came out. I decided to make a quick review, and it didn't become a quick review. It became a big bloated thing comparing all sorts of cameras, and it took about 10-11 days of my time, and I don't have that time right now. So this is a simple video just looking at the difference between the two of these. It would be great to compare them with the the Feutechs and the Xians and the Moses and all those different gimbals out there, but there's just no chance of me doing that right now. Moving forward, I really do feel that it's going to be the SC that I'm going to be taking out on jobs with my Sony's, whatever camera I'm using, the small mirrorless cameras, because that's what I use on these smaller gimbals. If I am using a big camera, then it's not going to go on one of these anyway. I'm going to use the Kit Infinity or the Sony FS5 or any of those bigger video cameras. It's going to go on my Mobi Pro. It's not going to go on one of these because it is much more set up to proper big video cameras. It's just too much to go on a single arm. Yet when you do have the dual grip, it is going to make a huge difference. And I think this is something I would use more when I do get that dual grip. But for now, it's this. Oh, and the dual grip will work with this too. Because remember, what do you need your extra hand for? This is the Relio 2, the light I've been using. It's tiny, as you can see, it's on a desk stand here. And it's just been running off this USB brick for hours and it hasn't touched it. It's just a magnetic attachment USB. And with the app we can change the brightness, as you can see here. It's fantastic. Wonderful, powerful hard light.